Most people think wealth grows in a straight, predictable line. But what if I told you there's a simple timeline, hidden in plain sight, that explains why your money starts painfully slow, then suddenly accelerates, and eventually grows so aggressively it feels almost unfair? Today we're breaking down the 8-3-4 rule, the simple formula that quietly builds wealth, and once you understand it, you'll never look at investing the same way again. Because the real secret isn't just when your money grows, it's when your money starts working harder than you do. And stay until the end so you don't miss that moment. Meet Daniel, a normal person who almost quit too early. Daniel isn't a finance guy. He's not a day trader. He's not some crypto gambler looking for the next 10 times. He works at a shipping warehouse, lives with his brother, drinks too much vending machine coffee, and keeps telling himself he'll start taking money seriously once life calms down. If you're thinking, yeah, that sounds a lot like me, good, that's intentional. Daniel tried all the basic stuff, budgeting apps, motivation videos, New Year's resolutions. This time I'll stay disciplined, promises. But then the market dipped. His balance dropped. His progress disappeared. He looked at the screen and thought, why am I doing this? It's barely growing. And that's where almost everyone quits. Not because they're lazy, but because the scoreboard is lying to them. Because what Daniel didn't know yet is that the early years of compounding have almost nothing to do with growth and everything to do with mass. And once he understood this, everything changed. Before we break open the first phase, if you appreciate finance videos without hype, just psychology, math, and clear frameworks, hit subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and it helps me keep making videos like this for you. Now, back to Daniel, because this is where the rule begins. What is the 8-3-4 rule, and why most people misunderstand compounding? The 8-3-4 rule breaks wealth building into 3 emotional phases: 8 years, the slow phase; 3 years, the acceleration phase; 4 years, the exponential phase. Same money, same investor, different physics, and the transition to each phase is exactly where investors usually give up or get reckless. Let's go phase by phase. But stick with me, because each phase sets up the next one. Phase 1, the first 8 years. The boring years. This is the part where 90% of people quit. The first 8 years of investing feel like pouring water into sand. You deposit $200, the market adds $4. You deposit $300, the market adds $7. It feels pointless. It feels slow. It feels broken. Here's why. In the beginning, your contributions do all the work because your balance is too small for returns to matter. Think of it like pushing a car up a hill. You're sweating, straining, grinding, and the car moves 2 inches. And here's the dangerous psychological loop. Your brain expects linear progress, but compounding is exponential, and exponential growth starts flat. This is why most people walk away right here. But Daniel didn't, because he built a system to make quitting harder. The key card rule, a habit that saved his future every day. When Daniel clocked out, he held his key card for 10 seconds and asked, "Did I buy my future today?" If the answer was no, he didn't shame himself. He didn't overthink. He didn't wait for a perfect month. He opened his investing app and bought something. $19, $37, $51, whatever he could. Small enough to be doable, repeatable enough to stick. This turned investing into identity. Key card to future investor. Not motivation, not hype. Identity, which is exactly what James Clear teaches. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. And here's your transition. Because around year 8, something strange happens, but only for the people who are still in the game. Phase 2. The next 3 years. The acceleration years. Between years 9 and 11, the entire experience changes. Suddenly, your contributions and your returns show up as equals. A single month of returns might match an entire week of deposits, sometimes more. This is when your snowball finally tilts downhill. Gravity takes over. Your money starts pulling its own weight. But this phase comes with a new trap, the temptation shift. In phase 1, the danger is quitting. In phase 2, the danger is ego. People start thinking, I'm good at this. I should pick stocks. I should time the market. I know what I'm doing now. And that's exactly when they blow up years of progress. Daniel avoided that mistake because he created a don't panic sell rule with his brother. If he sold during fear, he owed his brother $33 cash, instantly. No negotiation. A silly penalty, but incredibly effective. Because when the market dipped, he didn't ask, should I sell? He asked, do I really want to lose $33 because I'm emotional? Nope. He stayed the course. And here's the transition. Because what happens next in the last 4 years is where the 8-3-4 rule goes from interesting idea to your life changes forever. Phase 3. The final 4 years, the exponential years. This is the part almost nobody reaches, and the part everyone wishes they could skip to. In these 4 years, the math doesn't just accelerate, it goes vertical. Your returns earn returns. Those returns earn returns. And the snowball becomes a boulder. Daniel reached this phase around year 12, and then he hit a crisis. His car needed an $840 repair. Money was tight. The easy move was to sell shares. But Daniel remembered something. The moment you sell in phase 3, you don't just lose money, you reset the engine. So instead, he picked up extra shifts for 2 weeks, paid the repair, and kept the snowball intact. That moment was more important than any stock pick, any market prediction, any guru advice, because it proved he wasn't building an account. He was building a person who could finish the 8-3-4 timeline. The actual numbers. What the 8-3-4 rule looks like in real life. Let's say you invest $400 per month in a broad index fund earning a long-term average of 8 to 10%. After 8 years, phase 1. Your contributions, $38,400. Your balance, approximately $55,000 to $60,000. Not life-changing, but the snowball is packed. After 11 years, phase 2. Your balance, approximately $85,000 to $95,000. 3 years added almost the same growth as the first 8. After 15 years, phase 3. Your balance, approximately $140,000 to $170,000. The last 4 years produced nearly as much growth as the entire first decade. This is the 8-3-4 rule. Not magic, not luck, just compounding finally being allowed to do its job. And here's the transition. Because now that you see the numbers, the next question is, how do you apply this rule to your actual life? Before we break down the steps, hit subscribe. It's free for you, and it helps me build this channel into the biggest source of clear, practical financial content on YouTube. All right, let's build your system. How to apply the 8-3-4 rule to your money. There are 4 steps. Not complicated, not glamorous, but incredibly effective. Step 1. Name your 15-year goal. What is this money for? Retirement freedom, a house, your kids, quitting a job you hate, or simply peace of mind? People stick to goals that have names. Name yours. Step 2. Automate your contribution. Automation beats willpower, always. Whether it's $20, $80, or $400 a month, commit to a number that protects your streak. The streak is what builds the engine. Step 3. Choose a simple vehicle. Most investors overcomplicate this. You need a broad index fund, low fees, wide diversification. Don't chase hype. Capture the market. Step 4. Add an identity-based trigger. This is the secret ingredient. Your trigger can be brushing your teeth, parking your car, finishing your shift, your breakfast routine, your lunch break. Daniel used his key card. Pick something unavoidable and pair it to a tiny investment habit. Because in the first 8 years, identity matters more than dollar amounts. Because once you reach the part where your money starts working harder than you do, you'll be grateful you didn't panic during the boring years. And that brings us to the final truth of the 834 rule, the real secret of the 834 rule. Compounding isn't slow. Quitting is fast. The first 8 years aren't about getting rich. They're about becoming unbreakable. The next 3 years aren't about being smart. They're about staying consistent. And the last 4 years, that's where the magic happens. Quietly, automatically, relentlessly, all because you stayed in long enough for the math to finally matter. And if you're in year 1, year 3, year 6, and you're thinking, I'm not getting anywhere, you are. You're building the engine. And once the engine runs, everything changes. If this video shifted how you see money, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Drop compound interest in the comments so I know you made it to the end. And I'll see you in the next video.